Hello and welcome to the President's Update for March of 2021. Congrats to PTK. More on that later. Normally we read the whole mission statement, and I think this time I'm just going to read the two words: to serve. To serve. Let's start with a huge thank you for all the people who first prepared the HLC assurance argument, provided documents that they asked for on a relatively short notice, and then all the people who brought the A game of NSCC to all of those Zoom meetings that we had. The site team was extremely impressed, really extremely impressed with our attendance, our vibe, our energy. I would say one of the universal themes, we really demonstrated how we care for our students. It was noted by the team at the board meeting that they had with trustees and at the senior leadership, at the open forums. It really struck the team how well we took care of our students, particularly during the pandemic. Movie reference there, yep, that's how we get things done around here. Really appreciate the blood drive that we had. That was an early COVID casualty, as I like to say. 43 units were donated, so I'll do a shout out for that one again. And also NSCC Wear Red Day. Megan puts that together, and instead of the frigid, huddled mass of 8 or 9 taking a walk, look at all the people posting from garages and cars and offices, and with their Ohio State gear, I see, as well as their cars and family, and Jim's got a little thing going on there too. So thank you for participating. Shout out to Connie and the team for the DoD compliance audit. It was voluntary. I love that. If you're a Toy Story fan, you have been chosen, and did well. We got it in, and really appreciate all the work that Connie did. Phi Theta Kappa recently sent us a notice that our team is receiving the REACH rewards for membership development. Way to go, team. Amber noted in an email to me this week, preliminary 1-year FY18 default rate, 8.9%. Now, this chart is a 3-year running average, but note that in 10, 26%, 26%. So that changes. Incredible, demonstrating care for our students. Kayla, Michaela, Ann, and Nicole, well done College Credit Plus nights. I've been at the College Credit Plus nights now for a couple of years, and it has really grown. There were 80-something people on that public school night, another dozen plus at the homeschool other school night. And so that it was just really well done. Lots of fabulous questions. Our team really knows College Credit Plus very well. And frankly, it's quite a community service to provide all the information for people to jump through all the hoops to make that work. I did a little science guy there. Did you know? And I wanted to talk, did you know about our Graduation Alliance? And we partnered with them a couple of years ago, and we've gotten 31 graduates through 100% persistence rate. You say, what are you talking about? We're talking about residents in Northwest Ohio looking for their very first degree. Many left high school decade and a half, 2 decades ago, and they're trying to get that very first recognition that they need for employment or just so their grandkids and children will be motivated. So 100% persistence rate. And I brought a couple of testimonials from Terry. I've got options now, and that feels pretty good. That's our impact. I just love that. This one came in this week from Latasha. Here's a student that is very typical of the fighters that we have who persist and taking care of her sick mother, helps her sister, 2 of her aunts passed away, still completed 2 classes. Absolutely incredible, Latasha. Understanding the mechanics of it, we entered into a partnership with Graduation Alliance, who does the bulk of the lifting for us. And we've partnered with the Department of Education, a little bit of wrangling there, but we have an allocation now instead of a reimbursement model. And we've received over $100,000 this year. And we have 18 slots available this spring. You say, well, what does that kind of refer to? 2.5 years ago, we had a waiting list of 30 people, and the state didn't have any money. And I said, no, we need to change that. Look at this change. We're really helping people get to that first degree. So well done, team. A public health update, and from our most recent health phone call, Krista from the group provides us some data. Pretty exciting to see 2,026 cases. We are back to October 17th. So think about that. We were pretty open on October 17th. I would say hospitalization and people passing, also significant drop going down. All looks good for an opening of the second week term. Public health update for our surrounding area. This data moves around a bit, but the reality is we're on a downward trend, and we now have a vaccine. And I do appreciate Dan and the team who is helping us. We have our first vaccine clinic, and then that come for a second shot a little bit later for groups 1A and 1B. Megan Batt is your contact for the March Step Challenge, and some lucky firm business is going to win a lunch from MBHP. Might as well be us. So let's get on our steppers and go for it. Brittany has reminded us that we have a mobile app with a service to tell a doc. That was one of our new services with NBHP. I know I've signed up for it and plan to use it later this year. Jenny is going to talk to the board with a CFO report, and I just want to share our most current numbers from our $25.2 million budget. We've gotten in about 64% of our revenue, and we've spent about 41% of our budget with $6 million, $6.1 million encumbered, and those are all the salaries. Team worked really hard to get those salaries encumbered. And our available balance of incoming revenue now exceeds what we project to expend. So we're doing well in the budget, and I would just throw in a small kicker. This does not include $2.3 million in CARES 2, and we still have $880,000 in CARES 1 money. So, good stuff. OACC is working hard with the legislature. We're looking at a possible SSI increase of 1%. The authority to increase tuition, whether our board will take that authority or not, there's not a lot of taste for that given our fiscal situation, but they're working hard for us. So I just want to give them a shout out. And I was in a working group with 7 presidents, and we developed Rapid Recovery Ohio. And that's kind of our ROI, our Recovery Ohio initiative is what we call it, Rapid Recovery. We're after helping people get back to work. And I've mentioned it a few at all campus meetings. This is going to be a focus of ours. A lot of this is short-term work too. The February board meeting features some policy updates and reviews. I know in Chapter 1, the board policy, we're going to make a procedure change to let people who have retired up to 2 years apply for emeritus status. We're also looking at a procedure review to make telecommuting more friendly. I really appreciate the governing council's working through the change of graduation policy to make it learner friendly. Dan and the team have worked on about 11 or 12 student fees that they sent to the chancellor, and those will be, for the board to decide. And there's a big energy infrastructure project from Dynamix. It's about a $3 million project spread across 15 years. It would build solar fields on about 3 to 4 acres of our campus facility. It would give us needed revenue savings in energy, and then we apply those revenue savings to our deferred maintenance. So it gives us a real chance to get started on our deferred maintenance systems. Our all-campus meeting for March, by unanimous consent, people wanted to have the COPE experience. I was in the community group, so I missed COPE and looking forward to seeing it. March 3rd, 3 through 4:30. There's a Google sign-up sheet. What's the expression? Be there or be square. Some other highlights as we go. The board is retreating on March 5th for 2 purposes. One, to look at long-term fiscals and making a plan to take care of the rest of the deferred maintenance that we have. Building B, which we have money for, maybe even a campus master plan. We're also going to spend some team time together to help Todd and the senior leadership team get bonded with our board. NSCC spring break coming up, and all looks good to start that second week classes with a lot of face-to-face interactions. In April, we have our all-campus meeting on 13 and 14, and then we have our scholarship night on April 15th. Here's Mike Jacobs from our virtual scholarship night, did a great job. Foundation has a board meeting later in the month, and then the NSCC board meeting should be April 30th. In May, and I want to pause at this, I know it's way ahead, but let's talk through these. We did not get a chance to celebrate 50, so we're going to celebrate 50 plus 1 at a Friday night event on May 14th. We'll have our usual alumni lunch on May 15th, followed by our 50th commencement. So that completes our 50th kind of celebration. And then we'll have a reception afterwards. The students will have a reception to celebrate graduating. And we'll also have a reception so that everyone can meet publicly incoming President Todd Hernandez, who starts April 1st. Robin is doing the green carpet on May 20th. I would note that it is green carpet light in the sense that the actual event is going to be focused on the award winners, not with all the other things that we typically do. Summer camps are coming. Robin's name was mentioned before, mentioned here as well. Lots of activity there, so be looking for that. Well, that's all I've got for the president's update. I'm looking out over the crowd here, seeing our students turn their tassels. I so long to see our students turn their tassels on May 15th under a tent, and I will see you there as well. And with that, I say, Godspeed, my friends, Godspeed.